All right, so this is for my Algebra 2 kids. So we're going to use properties of logarithms in solving some problems. So for that, you're going to need to know some properties of logs that we probably have previously gone over, but just to review, we're going to go over it again. So product property means that if you multiply two numbers together in this part of the log, you're going to also be able to expand that into what looks like this. It's going to be log BM plus log BN. Okay, so if you didn't know that previously, now you know. You can expand what this is, where you multiply two numbers into the log in front of both of those numbers added together. Okay, so this one is going to be similar except for the division. You could probably guess that's going to be subtraction. So this is going to be log BM minus log BN. So notice how here we have log written once, here we have log written twice, same thing here. Log written once, here it's written twice for both of the numbers. Okay, and then this division turns into subtraction, the multiplication turns into addition. All right, so then next thing is the power property. So for this one, you're going to actually, this one will be a little bit different than these. The N is going to become a big N in front of the L. So this will end up being N log BM. So that's all you do. When you have a power right here, you're just going to bring that to the front and multiply it to the log of that number, M. All right, so now that we know that, we're going to go down here and do some problems. So example 1 shows that we have some things given to us. So it says use log 2 to the third is approximately 1.585 and log 27 approximately 2.807 to evaluate each logarithm. Okay, so let's do what we did up here, right? How we expanded it out. We're going to do that here too. So I can expand this into log 2 3 minus log 2 7, right? Because if we're dividing, we can break that up into a subtraction problem by putting the log twice in front of each of these numbers. The top number goes first, the bottom number is second, right? Okay, so we know what approximately log 2 3 is. They gave that to us here. And we know what approximately log 2 7 is. They gave that to us here also. So I can just substitute this for the number. So log 2 3 is going to be 1.585, and then we're going to put minus, and then log 2 7 was approximately 2.807. And then we're just going to subtract that in our calculator. So I'm going to get my calculator, put this in. So 1.585 minus 2.807 is going to give us negative 1.222. Okay, and that would be our answer. Okay, so you can see how we're using this property of logs to help us figure out what the answer is to these problems. Okay, so here we've got log 221. So I don't have two numbers here, right? But I do know that 21 is a product of 3 and 7, meaning I can rewrite this as log 2 7 times 3, right? So that is a multiplication problem. So even though they didn't write it like this, we can rewrite it like that. So this now is going to be able to be expanded like it is up here. So we're going to add those two. So this will end up being log 2 7 plus log 2 3. And then like I said before, we know what approximately log 2 7 is. That's here. It's 2.807. And we know what approximately log 2 3 is. That's here. It's 1.585. So we're just going to add those two numbers together. So let me put that in. So 2.807 is log 2 7. and 1.585 is a log 2.3 that we did over here, or that they gave us over here, sorry. So I'm just going to add those together in my calculator, and that's going to be my answer. So let's see, 2.807, oh, 07 plus 1.585. It's going to give me 4.392. And that is my answer there. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one is log 249. So that is not a product of 7 and 3, but I do know that I can use 7 and square it to get me 49, right? So let's rewrite it like that. So I'm going to put in log 2, 7 squared. And now I can use this property here that we had, where I'm going to take the power and put it in the front. So I'm going to put this 2 in the front. So this is going to become 2 times, which you don't have to put the times there, so I'm not going to, but you could put times log 2.7 because that's what it means, but we're just going to put 2 log 2.7 like this. Okay, and we know what approximately log 2.7 is. Like we said, it's right here. So this is just going to be 2 times, and then I'm going to substitute in 2.807 for the log 2.7 because those are equal. So this is going to be 2.807. So 2 times 2.807 is going to be my answer. So I'm going to put that in the calculator. That's going to give me 5.614, and that's my answer. All right, so we're going to flip over this page, and you are going to attempt to do some of these problems. Sorry, there's some wet spots because it was raining outside when I came in. So just pause the video, go ahead and try those, and then you can turn it on and see if you got it right. Okay, so let's see if you got this right. So again, if we're dividing, we can expand that out with subtraction. So I can rewrite this as log 6, 5 minus log 6, 8. And I know what approximately log 6, 5 is. That is 0.898. And I know what approximately log 6, 8 is. That is 1.161. That was given in the problem. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute those values for these. So I'm going to put in 0.898 minus 1.161. I'll put that in the calculator and figure out what that is. So that's 0.898 minus 1.161. That gives me negative 0.263. And that's my answer right there. I'm going to go to the next one, log 640. Okay, so I don't know what log 640 is. They didn't give that to me, but I do know that 40 is a product of 8 and 5, right? 8 times 5 is 40. So I can go ahead and rewrite that as log 6, 8 times 5. And then I know from my properties of logs that the multiplication can expand into addition, right? So I can put here log 6, 8 plus log 6, 5. And then we know what the approximation of log 6, 8 is. It's right there. We know the approximation of log 6, 5. It's right here. So we're just going to substitute those values in. So log 6, 8 is 1.161. And log 6, 5 is 0.898. So we're just going to put that in the calculator, figure out what that is. So it's going to be 0.161 plus 0.898. So that's 2.059. And you got your answer. Almost done. Okay, so then on this one, same thing, we're going to have to rewrite this, right? Because we know that 64 is not a product of 5 and 8. But I do know that if I square 8, I will get 64. So I'm going to rewrite it like that. So I'm going to put log 6, and I put 8 squared here. So that's what I could do to rewrite that. But I do know from my properties of logs that I can put this power in the front and multiply it to this log. So that's what I'm going to do. So this 2 is going to go to the front. So it's going to become 2 times log 6, 8. And I do know what the approximation of log 6, 8 is. That's right here. It's 1.161. So I'm going to do 2 times 1.161, and that's going to be my answer for this. So I'm going to put that in 2 times 1.161. You should get 2.322 as your answer. All right. All right, so let's go on to the next problem. So example 3, they want us to expand this log like we did here, right? So I took this and I expanded it into 2 log expressions that were added together, right? That's an expansion because it was 1 and it went to 2. So that's kind of what we're doing here. So first of all, I've got this number, I've got this number, I've got this number. So if they're getting multiplied, that's going to be addition, right? So I'm going to have ln 5 plus ln x to the 7th. And then lastly, I have this getting divided, so that's going to be a subtraction. So I'm going to put minus ln y. Okay, so from here, I'm going to see if I can do anything else to it, expand it any more. I can, because if I have a power, I can put that in the front, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring the 7 into the front. So this is going to become ln 5 plus 7 ln x minus ln y, and that is my final answer because I can't do any more to this. Okay, and I don't want you to get tied up that this is ln. Ln is just another type of logarithm. I guess I wouldn't, I don't know that you would say logarithm, but it's another thing that's like logarithms, and you treat it exactly the same as you would logs. Okay, so if you see ln or you see log, it's just going to be the same properties. You're going to treat it the same, okay? So just don't worry about it being ln. It doesn't change anything, other than if you put in the calculator, your answer would be different. But if we're just expanding, condensing, there's no difference. Okay, so I want you guys to try and do this one. So just pause the video and see if you can figure out how to do that one. Okay, so let's see if you got this right. So first, I have 2 numbers that are getting multiplied here. So that means I can add those together, right? So I can make that log 6, 3 plus log 6x to the 4th. And then I can bring this power into the front, or bring it to the front. And that would become log 6, 3 plus 4 times log 6x. And there's nothing else that I can do from there, so that is my final answer on that one. All right, so then let's go to the next section, last section here. So on this one, they want you to condense. So we're going from an expansion to a condensing. So instead of having a bunch of log expressions, we're just going to have one, right? And then they're going to be either multiplied or divided together. Okay, so we've got 2 things getting added, so that means there's multiplication going on here. So I'm going to write the log once. This doesn't have any number here for the base. That means it's base 10, so you could write a 10 or you could just leave it. Okay, it's one of those things where if it's 10, we don't write it. It's just known that that's 10. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I'm multiplying the 9 and the 2. So this will be like this, 9 times 2. And then we're subtracting 3. So then I would just divide by 3, like that. And then that's it. Well, I guess I say that's it, but you can multiply this. So you could leave it like that, or this could end up being 18 over 3 like this. If it's numbers, you probably would multiply those. If it's letters, you would just leave it obviously as letters. but both of these answers are correct. So it just depends on how they show their answer. Then I want you guys to try to do this one, see if you can figure out what this is. So pause the video, see if you can do it. Okay, so let's see if you did this correctly. So I got multiplication going on here. I've got, I'm gonna write log once, and then I got the 4 multiplying to the 3. But also note that there's a 3 in front of the log. That means that this 3 is a power. So this is 3 cubed. And then I'm going to be dividing by 12 because I'm subtracting 12. So then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to simplify this down. So 3 to the 3rd power is 27. This would be 27 times 4. That's 108 over 12. And actually, you could even divide that. So 108 divided by 12 would be 9. So this actually reduces to log 9. And actually, I should reduce this down to 18 divided by 3 would be 9. No, not 9, 6, sorry. Sorry for my my brain fart there, sorry. Okay, so if you can divide it, go ahead and divide it as well. So these actually reduced all the way down to log 6 for this one and log 9 for this one. All right, thanks guys, bye.